many things do I get to do every day? And out of those things I'm doing every day, which one of them is pointing me to the version that I want to live? When you obsess about your journey, the results of your journey become inevitable. But if you obsess about the results take you away from the work that you're trying to do. What if I was to ask you, what does the best version of yourself look like? What would your answer be? Is it better values, getting healthier, drinking more water, sitting with your family, having dinner? How would your morning look like? How would your evening look like? Is it, doing yoga in the morning? Is it finishing reading that book, or staying off social media, or trying to get as much rest? We can all describe what the best version of ourselves would look like if asked. But when the answers fall short of our expectations, that's when you have to start asking yourself the really important questions. And the question is, what is stopping me from living that best version of myself? What is stopping me from being that girl that goes to the gym, that girl that drinks healthy, that girl that finishes reading a book? Well, the answer to the best version of yourself and the version that you're living right now is you. You're the person that is standing in between those two versions. Jump into this video. Leave down in the comments what's the best version of yourself that you want to live, and explain to me what has resonated to you in this video. When you go on YouTube and you search how to live the best version of myself or of yourself, most of the videos that you see are all about being that girl or being that kind of woman. Every video that you watch is very aesthetically pleasing. The girl is waking up in a very nice apartment, she's drinking water, she's reading Atomic Habits book, she's heading to the gym, she's living that kind of life where she's having a matcha, her lunch is a salad, her dinner is maybe salmon with a little bit of salad, and that's the version that they always show you when you go and type in. But I came to realize, in order to live that kind of version of what you see when you type in how to be a better version of yourself, you need to sort of understand your mind. It's very easy because online it's portrayed like you have to have that kind of money. You have to be aesthetically pleasing to live the best version of yourself. Well, this video right here is going to divert away from being that person that actually is drinking 2-3 liters of water, having matcha, living in that apartment, because the reality, I myself, I don't live that life. I live in a tiny room at the moment, very tiny, like that square feet of a room. I don't have everything aesthetically pleasing. Like, my backdrop is aesthetically pleasing because of this video. That's not the version I sort of live, but I know that I'm living in one of the best versions of my own self because I have created that version. Now, this video is going to help you to live that best version of yourself, whether you live in a small square room, whether you don't have one of the top jobs with the little money that you've got. We are going to work on a mental aspect of it for it to become actionable with what you have got. In an interview, Oprah said, most people are not living the best version of themselves is because they are stuck in the version that people have perceived about them, and they're living in that kind of version. They see where they want to be, they can see exactly the life they want to live, but they keep remembering the voice, the opinion of what other people say of that kind of life that you have to live. It doesn't matter what kind of life you're living right now. It doesn't matter your current circumstances and the environment that you're in. You can still live and you can still aspire to be that best version of yourself. The very big example I can give you is Jim Carrey. We all know Jim Carrey, and we know that he's a very good, actor, comedian, everything all in one. Now, Jim Carrey ended up being homeless. He didn't have any money. He was sleeping in his car. But he said, I never stopped dreaming. I never stopped singing. I never, ever, ever stopped trying to achieve the thing that I want to achieve. He said he wrote a check to himself of 10 million to himself and said to himself that in the next couple of years, I will be cashing out that 10 million in whatever I'm doing. In order for you to embark on being a best version of yourself, you have to start with self-awareness. There is no way you can try to be a version that you want to be without understanding the version that you are right now. The version that you are right now, you need to be self-aware of what your weaknesses are, what your unfair advantages are, and what your strengths are. That is the thing that is going to take you from that level to another level. In the words of Carl Jung, he says that your version will become clear only when you start looking into your heart. Who looks outside, dreams, looks inside, awakens. So basically what it means that you have to look within the inside for the outside to live in the version that you aspire to live in. We are so afraid to dream. We are so afraid to fail. We sometimes believe I can't be that, I can't achieve that, I can't get myself to that, but you're creating limitations within your own self. You have to be self-aware of the things that you put out to the world, because what you put out is what you feed into yourself. There is a conversation I was having with a friend of mine, and I told that person, he said something, and I asked him, are you self-aware? He was like, yeah, I'm fully self-aware. I was like, do you understand what you have just said? And he was like, yeah, I know, I just said that. And I was like, yes, you have just said that, but do you understand the impact of what you have just said onto another person or onto yourself? And they were like, no, I don't think about it that way. Once I've said it and I believe in myself, it's not causing any harm anywhere else, then it is fine. But there is that awareness that you have to have within yourself, and be self-aware of the impact of the things that you say, the energy that you give, and the world that you're creating around yourself. That's me to the point of saying, do less, but better. If you're spending your time chasing multitude of goals, wearing multitude of hats, trying to fulfill so many goals, you have multiple obligations, I'll guarantee you this 100%. You'll surely be busy. You'll surely be doing something every single minute, but you're not getting anywhere. You're still staying there in that very position. You ask yourself that, I'm so busy, I get things done all the time, but why am I still stuck in this current situation? If you try to be deliberate in one direction and concentrate all your efforts in that particular version of yourself that you want to live in, helps a lot, because you're directing your energy into that particular version that you want to live. Now, you have to think about the version of who you want to be, okay? Now, let's think about the version of what you want to be. Think about everything you're doing in your life currently right now. And is that energy flowing into the version of myself that I want to be? How many things do I get to do every day? And out of those things I'm doing every day, which one of them is pointing me to the version that I want to live, the version that I see myself living? Once you understand that, it's very easy for you to start directing yourself into the version of yourself that you want to live in. But in order to do that, you have to find focus. You have to find a way in which you say no to things that you're doing in favor of things that you aspire to be or aspire to do. You have to favor doing less but do it better. We have all lived in this kind of society or this environment whereby they say you have to multitask. Do so many things so you can be very effective. Do so many things so you are a jack of all trades. But being a jack of all trades means that you're a jack of none at all, because you are of all trades. So there is nowhere that your energy is flowing. So you have to find focus in which you redirect your energies to direct you to that version of yourself that you want to live. If the version of yourself, says to you, I want to try and wake up very early in the morning, what are you doing to get to that version of yourself? Or what are you doing more of that is stopping you from doing that? Is it spending more time with friends, going out all the time, drinking and partying, which is not a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but is that leading you to the version that wakes up early in the morning? Point number 2 is guard what you let in. If you want to be a higher version of yourself, you have to become some sort of security guard. Now, when I say security guard, I mean a security guard of your mind, a security guard of the things that you let in. Someone else's opinion is exactly that. What stops you from being the version of the person that you want to be is an opinion. Whether you have seen this opinion online, whether you have read this opinion, whether you have seen an example of someone that has tried to achieve and be ambitious and have failed, and you're taking that energy from them to determine your own life, then I promise you, this video is not for you, because you're going to live in the same version that you are right now for years and years to come, until you break down, until you have no more left, until you lose everything, and then that's when the awakening will come. But for some people, it's too late. For some people, they can still get back up, because you yourself, you know your strength of how much it takes you to get back up and how much it takes you, to get into that point. Because it's easy to take in things to heart. You can find yourself making decisions based on those opinions that you've heard, and making life choices based on the opinions of what other people have said. One thing you don't realize, it could change who you are, and it could change what you do in the next minute, in the next life, or in the next month, or in the next year. You have to remember that every single individual operates from their own unique view of the world. Sometimes it's based on their childhood outlook, their environments, how they have grown up, and all the things that they have got to say. So they are projecting those things onto you, and you are taking that projection and making it run your life. You have to apply a filter and carefully guard what you accept as a truth. Every truth is a truth. In every truth, there is a truth in it. However, there is a truth that does not apply to you. There is a version that does not apply to you. There are words that do not apply to you as a person. Always question things. Always ask why, when, how. This is not being controversial. Get this straight. This is not being controversial. It's just the hard work you're willing to put in with the things that you're willing to, enter your mind or cloud your mind. It's just refusing to take limiting beliefs and specific world views at face value. You can always start a debate or nod along. It's all up to you, but you have to create a space between what you hear and what you accept to come into your mind. If you want to live the best version of yourself, you have to have some sort of resilience and some sort of adaptability within yourself. Because living the best version of yourself is not a switch button. You don't turn on a button today and say, boom, the best version of myself has arrived. Ding, here I am. No, that's not just how it works. You have to remember, challenges are inevitable, but your response to them defines your character. In Maya Angelou's words, she says, you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. Resilience and adaptability in the face of adversity are building blocks to your character. But one thing you should not forget is that becoming the best version of yourself is a personal transformation. It's a journey of self-transformation. As Richard Bach suggests, what the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly. Change and growth are part of the process. One of the most big people that I watch and that is very interesting, he owns Mind Valley Vision. He always talks about this power of manifestation and how your mind is one of the strongest things that helps you to become the person that you want to become. You can do everything in the world. You can drink as much water as you can. You can go to the gym as much as you can. You can finish reading the book as much as you can. But if your mind is not connected and the world of your manifestation of the things that you want to live in, then you're going to continuously live in a cycle or a circle every now and then. Obsess about the work, but not the outcome. If you want to live the best version of yourself, you need to obsess about that version that you see yourself living. There is a difference between the version that you see yourself living and the version that you're living now that does not allow you to get to the version that you want to get to. When you obsess about the work, the results become inevitable. When you obsess about your journey, the results of your journey become inevitable. But if you obsess about the results take you away from the work that you're trying to do. So it's just so important that you focus on the work itself, not the results of it. The very big example that I always give is going to the gym. If you focus so much on the version of being 60 kilograms, so every single day you weigh yourself and asking yourself, when do I get that to that 60 kilograms? Rather than focusing on your form, your strength, your performance, how many times you can go to the gym, how long can you keep yourself being in the gym, how many hours do you spend, what can you do and what do you struggle with, which in turn will give you the best results, because by you, focusing on those areas, by you, building yourself in those areas, the results of that are going to be inevitable. You will end up getting to that 60 kilograms that you want to get to without you noticing. But if you are focused on the outcome and the result, then the version that you want to live is not going to get there, because that version is focused on the results. That is something that I have personally seen when it comes to my YouTube. I produce videos here on YouTube. I make videos here on YouTube to help you, to empower you, to get you to one version, to get you from one version of yourself to a different version of yourself, to enlighten your mind. But every single time when I see 40 views, 20 views, 60 views, 70 views, I start obsessing so much on why people are not watching my video. Why am I getting only 70 views? Rather than just get into the process of my creation, the process of creating more of this kind of videos. So for the 70 people that watch, for the 70 people that get to my videos, they become the better version of themselves. You know, if you think about it, if every single month 70 people watched my video, you know, no, if you think about it, if every single time I uploaded a video 70 people watch my video in a month, that's a whole lot of people that have watched my video and something has changed or something has become better, which is just so important. So the obsession of my results of 20 views, 30 views, 100 views, you know, 60 views, you know, it takes away from the work that I'm doing or for the value that I'm giving you. So that's why I say to you, obsess about the work, don't obsess about the results. The results will come. Let the work speak for itself. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. That's all I had to say about becoming the best version of yourself. Tell me what resonated with you. What version of yourself are you trying to create? How can you get to that version of yourself? What are you going to start to do today to get to that version of yourself? Anyway, if you want more of this, just please do not forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment down below so I can know what version of you are at and what has resonated with you in this video. Anyways, see you next time. Bye bye.